Hello everyone, this is Lori from Grammy's Keepsakes, and I have a little tutorial redo for you today. I was going through some of my old videos and I had showed how to make these little envelope notebooks before, and I thought I would update it because I am making some more golden books, and so I thought, let me show you how I do this with a little bit of an updated process. And you're going to find this in my playlist entitled Ephemera. I'm doing several redos to update them and to simplify, and so check out that playlist. But here, this one is made out of double-sided cardstock. Have a little pocket here with a journaling card, a little tablet of paper, and it just folds up, flips over, and I've got a string closure on a button and with a little button on the end. And it just wraps around for a closure. This one is double-sided cardstock, like I said. This one is wallpaper, and this one is wallpaper. So let's take a look at these. Same process, just update the look a little bit by using different papers and have some fun with some colors. And this one I have a little star charm on it. And this one is a wallpaper, but this is also a wallpaper. It's a textured denim look. And here's the inside of this one. So same type of thing. And then where this came out of a wallpaper sample book, and it had some branding that I wasn't able to cut off because I needed a 6-inch piece. So I just used white craft paint and painted over it before I put it together. So let's make one out of coffee dyed paper today. Put these aside. And I've just got an 8.5 by 11 piece of coffee dyed parchment paper. It's a 24-pound. And I'm going to cut that so it's 6 inches wide by 11. And first thing I want to do is figure out which way I want my outside and which way I want the inside. I think I'm going to go with this for the outside. So I want to fold over my top first, and about that far. No real measuring, just eyeball it and fold it over, and use your bone folder or whatever you have to burnish that down. And let's see, it's 1.5 inches. So now here, this is going to be our little pocket down here. And that looks good. Let's see, that's about 2 3/4 inches. And you can make this out of any size paper you want to, of course. But I'm just gonna crease that down. And then now we need one more fold over so that we can get our little button closure and our little notebook. And making sure that I have at least 3 inches, because I already made my little notebook and it's 3 inches wide. what I did for this is just cut a bunch of Kool-Aid dyed paper, 3 inches, and then it's by the 5.5, so I just folded it over. And inside are just little cutoffs. And then I put some lace at the top and just zigzagged over it. You don't have to put lace, and if you don't want to sew it, just go ahead and glue all the pieces together. So I need to make sure that my little notebook will fit inside, and it will, so this is good. So I'm just lining up my edges, and we'll crease it down. It's pretty simple. Okay, and I need a little bit of a thumb notch here. So I'm using a 1.5 inch circle. You can use anything you'd like. Eyeballing roughly the center. I want to just give it a little notch. And I'm going to grab my corner rounder, and I'm going to round these corners off. It just gives it a little bit more of a finished look. That's going to work. Okay. And this, I'm just going to go ahead and use some 3-in-1 glue and apply some over my stitching. And just kind of place that centered in the space, making sure that the little tablet fits. Hold it down. And I'm going to glue this, but not yet. I want to make sure that I get my closure in place. So I've just cut a tab, and let's see. Kind of eyeballing the center. See how we did. And then I'm just going to use my art glitter glue and holding that down so it doesn't move. Let's just put some glue on this side. Press it down. Now I can flip it over and apply glue here. So now I need a little button closure. And it looks like I have a little notch here where my corner rounder didn't quite get it. So I'll just trim that off. It's going to bug me if I don't do it. And so I've got some cardstock and a 3/4 inch circle punch. And I'm just going to cut a couple of circles. And then I also want a raised portion. So I'm going to go ahead and just use my little, the 1/8 inch from the Crop-A-Dile and cut a little, couple of holes. Grab my office punch and center that over that hole and punch. One more time. that aside. Now I'm going to glue my two circles, the two big circles together. Line up the edges, squeeze her tight. I'm going to use a pencil and find my center and use the Crop-A-Dile again for that 1/8 inch. Line it up in that hole. Maybe. And go ahead and punch it. It's not perfect, but it's okay. And then I'm just going to apply a little bit of glue around the edge here. And take one of my little donuts. And I'm using my pokey tool because it's nice and skinny and making sure that the hole is lined up. Whoops. That is not what I wanted to do. And then one more time. I need the hole to be as open as I can get it so that my eyelet will fit. I think that will be good enough. We're going to make that work. Now I'm just going to place this and eyeball that, center it, and go ahead and make a little circle with my pencil where I need the hole to be. So let's grab the big bite and let's put it to 1/8 inch. Open that up, and I'm going to go ahead and line it up and punch a hole where my mark is. That will work. Good. Okay, and then out of that scrap of my paper that I used here, I want a little bit more reinforcement here. And so I'm just going to cut a piece of that off. And round two corners so I don't have a sharp edge. I don't need to worry about the bottom part of it because that's going to be in the pocket. And then go ahead and glue this on. And that'll help give me some reinforcement. I don't want my circle to pull away. And now, see, I plugged up my hole again. So now I have to punch through that second one. And just to make sure that I can see in the shadow. Okay, so now I have a hole all the way through. I'm good again. Let's put that to eyelet setting. And do a trial run. Yes, this will work. Okay, now I need an eyelet. Where did I put those? And it can be any color you want it to be. Let's see if I can find two of those. I'm using an old bunch that I haven't used for quite a while, and I thought, let me use them up before I start using up all my new ones. That will work. Let's go ahead and put this away. And put the eyelet in the little circle. And you can ink the circle if you want to. Open it back up, line it up, and making sure I've got my right edges. And I'm using, it's an 1/8 inch eyelet, but I'm using C4 today to get that squeezed on. And that's, see, it leaves a nice circle so nothing will get caught on it. Make sure it works. Okay. I need a hole in here too for my string. Grab that pencil again. And I'm just trying to line up the holes. And not too far away from the edge, but not too close either. And I'm going to use this Crop-A-Dile. Go ahead and just punch that. Put our eyelet in all the way through, and go ahead and squeeze it with the big bite again. And that feels good. Okay, and I've got pretty good room, so I'm going to go ahead and make this a little bit deeper. I made it just little because I didn't know if I would be interfering with the circle. I can always make it a bigger hole, but I can't make it a smaller one. So now we can go ahead and just apply glue on our edges of the little pocket. And fold that up. That's going to be nice. Okay, and then I have a little card that's already cut 3 by 5, and I've rounded the corners, so I can use this for my journaling card. But let's make it a little interesting. Let's go ahead and punch another little tab. Or you know what? I don't think I want to use that. Because when I fold that, that's going to come down too deep. Let's do plan B. Let's make a circle. And this circle is 1 1/4. Let's use this. Okay. I found a really cool way to fold cardstock in half without bending it all over the place. I'm just going to divide that 1 1/4 in half is 5/8. So I'm just going to go ahead and score that. And then just fold it. And now I don't have all those creases on my little journal card. And let's just put that over the edge. See, that doesn't take up as much journaling space as this would. And my pocket doesn't give me a lot of room to extend it over the top because I have that fold there. I think a nice flush tab would work for us here. So let's find our center roughly and go ahead and apply glue again. And flip it over and do it again. And you don't have to use cardstock, of course. You can use anything you want to make a little tab. And you don't have to have that fancy punch. You can just, use a circle or a square, and then it fits in there nice. And it folds up. Now let's find a string. Let's put the pin in the glue. This is pearl cotton, or I also have pearl cotton in this variegated, and that might blend with my eyelets nicely. Let's see if I have an end. Well, I guess it really wouldn't. Yeah, that'll work. It doesn't need to be this long, but because I want that color, and I just doubled it over, and this is going to be too much, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and insert it into the eyelet. Just make a little lark's head here. And that's going to wrap around. And what I want to do is just take a little dab of glue on the knot. And I put glue on, and then I just use my finger and thumb to press most of it off, but there is still a layer of glue on there that will help hold that. So now we can put a little charm, or got my buttons handy. Let's pick out a button that would look nice on the end of this. That one's too boring. How about this dark? Kind of boring. Too blendy. That's kind of fun. I think I like the green better so far. Ooh, how about that dark brown one? Nope. I like the green one so far. See if anything. I want to go for the red, but yeah, that won't work with the journal I'm making. Okay. I saw a burgundy one in there that I kind of like. If I can get it without, well, dumping out all the buttons. Let's dump out all the buttons. Now, wasn't that. It was like this, but smaller. Oh, and I don't like it. Of course, right? Yeah, I'm going with the green. But now I know. Now when my grandson gets home from school, I'll have him put all the buttons back in the jar. He is my right-hand man. So now I want to thread these through one of the eyes of the button. See if I can see it. Yes. Okay. Sometimes I get lucky, sometimes not so much. So to figure out about approximately where, and I'm just kind of holding it, and let's wrap it around a couple of times. That'll work. Okay. So now I'm still holding my button and the thread, and I'm just going to make an overhand knot. And I'm bringing my knot down as close to the button as I can get it, and then pull. And cut off my excess with dull scissors. And then I'm going to apply a little dab of glue onto this knot also, just so that it's not going to come out. And there we have another little pocket. Flip out envelope or notebook or goodness, what should we call it? But that was fun and easy to make, and you've got more journaling room and more room to put fun ephemera and journaling inside the little pocket. So this will look nice in my journal. And then take one more look at here. We've got the wallpaper, plaid wallpaper with that denim. The other wallpaper, and here I used Kool-Aid dyed paper for the tab and buttons here, and cardstock. So they're completely different looks depending on what kind of object that you like to make it out of. You can use anything. I want to thank you very much for watching and subscribing, and make sure you check out that playlist. Thank you very much. Have a great day.